Okay, here I'd like to provide a tutorial on how to use Smart Notebook to record your classroom sessions. This will record just your monitor, your desktop monitor, as well as your smartboard. So any inking that you do on your smartboard or PowerPoints or anything like that, it's a screen capture, so that's all it's going to be seen here. Your desktop or laptop will probably have a built-in microphone, which is convenient if you're going to stay at your desk and record. However, I like to move around the classroom, and the further I move from my laptop, obviously, the less sensitive my mic is. So I found that Bluetooth wireless headphones with a microphone capability has eliminated the issue of having to scream as I'm teaching to allow the computer to pick up my voice. So this is Smart Notebook. There are other screen capture tools out there. If you have interest in a Smart Notebook isn't working for you, or you'd like something that has maybe a little bit more capabilities, let me know. I know a couple, and I can introduce you to a couple of those if you'd like. But this is, I think, the most simplistic one. It doesn't have all the fancy nuts and bolts that others have, but it gets the job done, and it's pretty effective. The first thing I want to show you is, obviously, when you open Smart Notebook, you're going to have your ribbon up here, okay, with all your tools in it. Mine's already has the recorder in it, but most of the time, if you've never used it before, that recorder is not going to be in your ribbon, okay? So you're going to want to click over here on this Customize the Toolbar button, and this window will pop up with all the things that you can add into your ribbon. You're going to scroll through, look for the Smart Recorder. I have the updated version of Notebook, so the image is a little bit different than what it's been in other versions of Notebook, but it will still be called Smart Recorder in all other versions. So I'm just going to grab that. I'm going to hold with my left mouse key, and I'm going to drag it up to my ribbon, and then when I see these blue rectangles showing up, that just means I can drop that anywhere I want to, and it will show up in my ribbon. Click Done, and then it will be there every time that I open. Clicking on that then will provide you with this. This is your controls for starting the recording, pausing the recording, and then finalizing the recording. Your menu here, I don't mess with this a whole lot. You got some options. The only thing I've ever messed with, and it's kind of the default, is the Windows Media video file. I found that to be the one that saves the quickest and also uploads to YouTube the fastest. The quality is pretty much the same in both these. So I don't mess with that a whole lot. All you have to do, though, is you're going to click on this to start the video. Okay. You usually will not have this unless you have a second monitor connected. I have a second desktop monitor connected to my laptop through a VGA cable, so that I can do like emails and other kind of sensitive work on that monitor that the students don't see, and that doesn't ever get recorded. So if you have interest in that, let me know. We can get you a monitor, all that kind of stuff, and maybe provide you a tutorial on how to set that up. But I just want my desktop to be captured, so that's image 1 here. So rectangle 1, make sure that's highlighted, clicked on, and then I click OK. So now it's going to start recording. So as it records, I just pause it, but you can pause and start this thing. It'll pick up where you left off, just like a tape recorder would. I find that convenient because I know sometimes I'll have a student that raises their hand, and I know the comments that they're going to come out, so I will pause so those comments can be shared without being recorded, and then start that back up. I have found that students sometimes know that they're being recorded and then try to be goofy on purpose so they can hear themselves later on in a YouTube video. If you give time for students to work on a problem or worksheet or something like that, and you don't want that 5 minutes, 10 minutes of work time captured on the video, you can then pause it, let that 15-minute duration go by, and then start back up with the class discussion again, so that when you're watching the video, it's seamless. There's no pausing and waiting. I found this to be beneficial because students can go back and watch class as many times as they need to. They can slow it down. They can segment it to watch just a part that they need to. If they were absent, they can watch that day that they were just like they were in class with the rest of their students or the rest of their peers. Um, and especially for students that are, I mean, we all have slow note takers. And I always tell them guys that with a 50-minute period, there's a pace that we have to maintain. If you miss out on some of the notes, you can always go to my website that I've created, and I'll show in other videos how to create the website. You can always go to that website, watch the video, go to where you are missing parts of your notes, and you can fill those back in. I've found it to be useful in recording homework questions. I like to record homework questions separate from my classes, from my lectures, and then students can go back and say, okay, I just want to look at the homework from section 6-4. I can look for 4th period homework, 5th period homework, 6th period, and I get a lot of examples viewed that way. So it's very beneficial. It captures everything that you do on your screen. So I use it's called an airliner slate. They're pretty old, but it's a very nice technology, I think, for the things they do in a math class, where just a pen and a tablet, and I can write, anything that I want to on here. So, smart notebook. Okay, and it captures that. You'll see in the video. So when doing math problems, and I don't want to be standing in front of everybody, I want to be behind or moving around in aisles and stuff like that, I can use this. It captures it, all that kind of stuff. So it's a really good tool. It's called an airliner, right here. Airliner slate. Okay, I've bought in the last 12 years, I've probably bought 8 or 9 of these off of eBay. Initially, they were about $500, but now you can get them on eBay for $20. And they're really nice. They still, even though they're really old and outdated, they don't even Smartboard doesn't even make them anymore, or Smart doesn't make them anymore. But they're still compatible with all the products that they make. What I like about it is I can write on top of PowerPoints, and I can save it into a PowerPoint, or just write on top of the PowerPoint so that it's not saved into the PowerPoint, which I've actually found to be the better kind of process there. But if you have interest in that kind of stuff, I'll have other videos on how to use that, how to set that up, and all those types of things. So back to recording the videos. So we record them. Once I'm done recording the video, class session is over, I can hit the stop button. That's going to then ask me to save. So I usually save it with the date and then a quick, description of, maybe it was section 5.3, and then I put what course it was on, so that I can, when I upload it to YouTube, YouTube captures that name, labels my video as that name, and then when I go back into my creator page in YouTube, I can find that quickly and then embed it into my website kind of seamlessly pretty quickly as well. So I click save. I want to save it to my desktop. Click save. This is going to go pretty fast, but the longer your video is, the longer it takes to save. I've made videos upwards of over an hour, and maybe the longest it takes to save is maybe 4 or 5 minutes. I always play the recording real quick to make sure that it's captured everything that I needed it to, just so that when I post it, I know that the student's seen everything that I want them to see. If for some reason something went awry during second period, I can then say, okay, well, that video was messed up. Let's record third period and see if we can fix that. I like to at least record one section out of every class every day. So you can either play recording right away or just be confident and hit OK. And then we'll see that it is saved right here to the website. Or not the website, my desktop, okay, or whatever file that you have saved it to. If you don't like Smart Notebook, okay, you don't want to open that up, once you're connected to your smart board, in your taskbar down, you should have this icon. If you right-click the icon and go up to Recorder, you can click on that, and I'll just minimize that so I do it again. Click on Recorder, and it pops open, and you can record from there. Okay, but it will record on top of everything. It records everything that you do on your screen. Websites that I open, other programs that I open, all that stuff. One thing I'd be cautious of is that some of us have email set up to where if I get an email from somebody, it will show a quick snapshot down here in the corner. If I've got an email, it'll say the sender and a quick, maybe 1 or 2 lines of that email. You probably want to shut that off so that that's not captured in the video. In the next video, I will show you how to take this from your desktop into YouTube.